Welcome to Yerba Talks.
Welcome! I am Max. This is Kat. And today we have the final. That's it. No more for this year. The final video review we have ready for you today. And it's the one, the only, the legend, the humblest of them all, Austin Witsit. Yes? We are reviewing one of my all-time favorite debates, which is Austin Witsit versus William. And I don't know, a lot of people seem not to know about this debate. So we'll review that for our final video review. And let's freaking go. Before we do that, make sure to do the social thingies, like, share, subscribe. Send this to a friend, send this to your significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and just subscribe to Yerba Mate Talks. And that way we can share that up for the channel. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let me, if you want to. There we go. And we'll pin it. Warren, no, but 1000 says, I miss Witsit. I miss Witsit too. He is the humblest of them all. Let me pin that and we'll get started. 2025 is gone. For tomorrow, I have a plan, maybe do a quick stream in the afternoon and do a year summary of our journey. So be on the lookout for that. Give me one moment. Let me find because I had it open here somewhere, but I don't remember. Okay. Wait, yeah. Perfect. All right. Did I actually take care of pinning this? No, I didn't. Let's do that. Oh, we're at 1,030 subscribers. Yeah, yes. Let's freaking go. I'll pin that. There. And share this. Damn, look at that transition. Smooth. I was playing around with the thing. Let me move the timer. Okay. Fa la 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 la. Sorry. Started playing and all right, here we go. I remember. Kolagat says, imagine not being able to name two people smarter than yourself. Yes. Witsit, someone asked Witsit if he could name two people smarter than him, and he froze. Literally froze. Bro, yellow. Of course, it's the final video review of the year. We had to do our bro, the one, the only, Austin Witsit.
Everyone to another episode of Modern Day Debate. Tonight, I'm your moderator, Justin. Tonight's topic, flat Earth versus Globe Earth. We've got William Harris debating Witsit Gets It tonight. And William has volunteered to go first. So, William, the floor is all yours.
Thank you.
This video is, oh, hold on, because I was going to say that. This is from January 6th, 2024. So we're coming up on 1 year of this video, right? And which it still didn't have the whole wall painted with the logo and shit.
Everyone see my screen?
This is William the engineer, yes.
All right, you see it now? Okay. My name is William Harris. I'm an engineer. My degree was in engineering physics. My specialization was in spacecraft systems. I've had many courses in orbital mechanics and spacecraft design.
Already like with like a boss. Spacecraft engineering. Okay. Or spacecraft systems. Oh boy. Witsit. That's it. That what he does. The fact that we actually have careers in designing spacecraft with it. That's it. Pack it up, go home. It's over. That you lost it with it. No, with it.
Okay, so I'm going to clarify because you're using wizardry.
Uh-huh. Got it.
Today, I want to explore this comparison of the predictive power between the globe model and the flat Earth model. What do they predict and what do we observe in reality? The first point I want to make has to do with one of the most primitive proofs of a globe. It is the experiment from Eratosthenes. Essentially, the globe and the flat Earth both would agree that as you go up in latitude across the Earth, a shadow would increase its angle more and more as you go higher in latitude. The question is not will it increase in angle? The question is what trend does the increase in angle take? How much does it increase in angle over the latitude? The globe would obviously predict that at the pole, it would be a 90-degree angle. It would be an infinite shadow. But in the flat Earth, it could never be a 90-degree angle. It would never be an infinite shadow, obviously. So the question is, which one do we observe in reality? Of course, the globe is correct. We see these infinite shadows all the time near the poles. Next, star movement. A globe and a flat Earth model both agree that in the North Pole on point C, you would see a circular pattern of stars as they move across the sky. But when you get to the equator on a globe model, you would see stars go from east to west in a straight line across the sky. And on the South Pole, you would see them go in a circular motion again, but in the opposite direction of the north.
We all know what Witsit is going to say about this. You just go towards the other side, bro. That's it. The firmament, and you go through it, and you look at it from the other side, and that solves the problem. What do you mean? We never go through the firmament, bro?
But in a flat Earth model, you predict that on the equator, you would see not straight line of stars going across the sky, but a curve of stars going across the sky on the equator. And at the point D on the South Pole, you would still see a curve of stars going across the sky, but just more straight. So definitely not a circle pattern. So the question is, which one do we observe in reality? Oh, we do observe the globe in reality. Sounds great. So we talked about star movement. Now we talk about planet movement. So assuming we were on a globe that is orbiting a star, and there are other planets orbiting the star, we would predict that we would see these other planets and observe specific type of motions from them from our point of view. A really identifiable one would be retrograde. We would see this very specific pattern that you see on the GIF on the side of my screen if we were in that situation, that's to say. And what would flat earthers say about planet movement? They would say, I don't know what planets are. We don't know what those things are. We just lights moving across the sky. There's no way to know what.
Yeah, that is a great GIF explaining how retrograde motion works, actually. That's pretty good.
They are, or predict how they work, or have any explanation for them. So which one has better predictive power, and which one do we observe in reality? Of course, we do see
the planet is like, what?
Planets having retrograde motion, exactly how globe model would predict. Next. Lunar eclipses, it's a crowd favorite. Obviously, the only object that will
No, but the impossible eclipse, bro.
always project a circular shadow is a sphere. And in a globe model, you would predict that you'd have lunar eclipses, and those lunar eclipses would always be circular every single time. The Earth is always at a different orientation for every lunar eclipse, so it'd be a circle every time, no matter what the orientation. The penumbra and the umbra would both be circular. So And we would predict that we could pinpoint exactly when it would be observable and where exactly it would be observable down to the second. That would be predictable if we were in the globe. Now, if we're in flat Earth, what would they say about lunar eclipses? They would say, I don't know what that is. I don't need to explain what that is. There's no way to predict what they are or how they work.
Damn, in the eclipse in April, we had on the previous channel a gorgeous 360 shot of sunset, but 360 degrees, because you only always see it on one side, right? But because of the eclipse, it was like that red all 360 degrees around. That was kind of cool. Jump on stream, you got it.
Or why they work.
Yes.
So which one has better predictive power? The globe does. We do predict these orbits down to the second, I might add. We do predict these eclipses down to the second.
Kinematics, bro.
In reality, and where they're observed, obviously, as well. Constellations and the North Star. Both the globe and the flat Earth theory predict you will see the Polaris, the North Star, in the North Pole. But when we go to the South Pole, on the globe, you would see the Southern Cross on point D and point E. But on a flat Earth model, you predict you maybe would see the Southern Cross on point D, but you couldn't possibly see it at point E, right? Because it's on the opposite side of the planet. So what would you see in the night sky of
yellow?
Hola, hermano.
Hola. Calder says, CK said she'd sing tonight. Don't doubt, bro. How are you then? Are you getting better?
Yeah, I feel actually pretty human for
Oh.
the change.
Oh.
I sound like shit, but
It's no problem. I sound like shit all the time, all day. It's all good.
Point E? Well, they don't have really any explanation.
It's okay. I'm not going to make you sing. No way.
What they would see, because it would have been obvious, but there is no explanation for it. What they see there, they can't see the Southern Cross. That's a guarantee. So which one do we observe in reality? Yes, we can see the Southern Cross.
Yeah, when you have Australia, South Africa, South America, there are always, out of those three, very big places which you can take anyone on the whole extents of the continent. You can take anyone anywhere, right? And there's always two out of the three that can look at the Southern Cross at the same time. There's always two. I don't think you can get all three in the night, because it's a lot of span of the ball. But yeah, and that just debunks that.
But with the hour window, you would go from, like, if you're in South America looking this way, and it's there, right? And then all of a sudden, if you wait 4 hours, you're in Australia and you're looking this way. Does it really move that far in 4 hours? If we're talking about 15 degrees per hour, right? Probably not.
No, the thing is that it points, like the big stick of the Southern Cross kind of points south.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I mean. So the difference in time between South America and, say, Australia, right? Let's say that's
yeah.
So South Africa and South America are both looking at it at the same time,
yeah,
in the same direction. But on a flat Earth, or what I mean is on a globe, but you can pick up the third one, I think, a few hours afterwards. I think it's like, shit, I did the math one time. I think it was like 5 or 6 hours after that. So, or maybe it was Australia to South America or to South Africa. I forget which one.
I mean, yeah, you always have two, right, and then one, and then it swaps. It goes moving around.
Yeah, it's the third one isn't necessarily that big of a jump, is what I was getting at.
Oh, I don't know. From here to Australia, it's a pretty long way. And from here to Africa, it's also a pretty long way. Man, I'm not exactly sure how far it is from
Let's just
Australia
call it.
to Africa, but I'm
Let's just
guessing
call it NyQuil narcosis on my part.
Across at point B and point E. Flight times. So this is real flight data observed in real time from flightaware.com. I encourage everyone to go do this and test these data points live. There's thousands of them every day.
Not too long ago, someone was annoying. Someone Flurf came along and was bothering about flights, and I go to Flight Radar and I click on the Sydney to Santiago flight. I just like, fortunately, right? I just picked it out of the middle of the ocean because I saw it going there, kind of going straight between Santiago and Australia, and it was that one. It's like, oh, huh. Earthly Skeptic, welcome. How are you?
Hey, good. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Doing well, thank you. And thanks for doing this debate. I've been waiting for this
Oh my
one.
God, I love this one. One of my favorites ever.
It was the first, I think, first or second serious flat Earth debate that I actually watched. I was appalled by, the level of derp that I saw.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a goodie.
Chile to New
And
Zealand
the best opening
12-hour
line
flight.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry. The best opening line is Williams. We're going to talk about the predictive models or predictive ability of both, because that's what science does,
Oh yeah.
or the scientific method.
Oh my, the cat that wants water.
It goes 7,000 miles. Seattle to London is a 9-hour flight. It goes 6,000 miles. It's not perfectly linear correlation between the time and that miles, but it's still generally reasonable, especially with the currents of air that go in near Chile in the time of year. So this is what you would expect if we were on a globe. If we were on a flat Earth, I can't tell you exactly the travel times they should be, because on a globe, they never have a good scale on exact distances for what a flat Earth map would have, because the geometry doesn't make any sense. But you can obviously see that Chile to New Zealand would be about 3 times longer than Seattle to London. So is that what we see in real life? Does Chile to New Zealand have a 30-hour flight? The answer is no. The flight was 12 hours, not even close. The Coriolis effect. The globe has a Coriolis effect that dictates hemispheres on the north. Sorry, hurricanes.
Oh yes, that's I have. Hold on. You won't believe this freaking cat will not drink water from the bowl anymore. Now he asks me to open the tap on the bathroom sink.
Cat's
Yep.
turning to a princess.
But
That's
fucking,
hilarious.
he was a hobo when I got him, and now he only drinks fresh running water.
Now he's high society.
Yeah, like what? Like seriously, remember where you came from the gutter. 200 years of hurricane data plotted in one image. Gee, I wonder why there seems to be like a magic force field here that protects maybe these people. Maybe it protects the ones on the top from the ones on the bottom. We don't know.
Hey,
But there
that's
seems
the,
to be
that's the
something.
magic plasma magneto something field.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
No,
there seems to be, Witsit, my friend, my spirit animal, Austin. There seems to be some etheric displacement here, bro. Do you understand? You understand?
everybody in that area hangs up handkerchiefs dipped in apple cider vinegar, and that's why they don't cross over.
Yeah, or there's like voodoo. I mean, no, Haiti is here. They do get hurricanes. I do have to say, what a blessed part of the world this is. With no hurricanes, no earthquakes. The weather is moderate. I mean, you can all the rest of the world can suck it. Just sorry. You were going to say something else, Earthly. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to ask DC if you have to chant something before you hang up the handkerchief.
No, not necessarily. I don't think. I think you have to make sure that it's distilled apple cider vinegar that you wave, for the chemtrails and everything else.
How could I forget that?
Max, is this stream sponsored by the Uruguay Chamber of Commerce or Department of
Yeah,
Tourism?
of
or something?
course.
Okay.
Always come to Uruguay. We have drugs and bitches. And for every person that comes to Uruguay, I get a kickback. That's the third world for you.
In the north hemisphere, and hurricanes in the southern hemisphere will rotate in opposite directions because the equator of the globe is spinning and moving much faster. The wind is moving faster at the equator than it is at the poles. So it would be different from the north hemisphere versus the south hemisphere. For a flat model, you could argue there shouldn't be a Coriolis effect. But assuming there is, for some reason, a Coriolis effect, it would not change between the north hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. It would be consistent for both. It would be the exact same. Everything would be turning in the same direction for hurricanes. So the question is, which of these two do we observe in reality? Of course, we see the globe Coriolis effect in reality. Now, this is my last evidence-based argument. This is my favorite one for gravity because it is the most observable.
Gravity, no.
Consistent topic in all of science ever since the beginning is just gravity. So you can observe it every single day, all day, from a micro scale to a macro scale. Micro being you throwing a ball to your friend with projectile motion, or tossing a nuclear bomb from one country to another using projectile motion and gravitational equations. It can also explain the existence of an atmosphere on a ball in a vacuum, because an atmosphere, although it is very, very low density, is made of atoms which still have mass, and mass is attracted to mass, gravity. That is the rule. So yes, the atmosphere will cling to the globe because the globe is a very massive object.
Is this a debater who said it's okay to lie and gaslight flat earthers because it's for the greater good? He didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about. I've heard people say that before, but I never heard William say that.
That is why an atmosphere does not disperse into outer space. So it can predict we would have an atmosphere. We could predict the motion of the Earth around the sun and the motion of the moon around the Earth using gravity. We can predict the tides of our ocean using gravity, because the tides of our ocean is a product of the gravitational pull of the moon on the liquid on the ocean of our planet. We can predict the Earth and all other planets' motion in our solar system, as well as all the asteroids and comets that we see orbiting our
Sunflower says, I can promise you he said that to me in an after show. Huh. How convenient that those videos are gone now. Okay. Sure. If you say so. Don't believe you.
We can predict the motion of the stars that orbit the galaxy and the motion of all the galaxies in our universe by using gravitational equations. It is the most validated concept in all of science, and to deny its existence...
Nah, it's electrostatics, bro. Bro.
I have a Van de Graaff generator. I can make things float like styrofoam.
Oh, okay. Float me a bus with it.
My favorite's what happens when you drop the Van de Graaff generator.
Right. Exactly.
It falls down, right?
It doesn't levitate itself.
That's a great one. I never thought of that.
Sometimes the obvious is just staring at you.
Oh my God, Sunflower being puzzled forever. I mean, if it was on an after show, on a debate that William made, then it was on my after show. That, yes, no one else was doing after shows. And William did come to a couple in the old channel, dummy.
For a fish to deny the existence of water. So what is the predictability of the flat Earth when it comes to something like this? Nada. They don't have anything to predict this level of these level of phenomena. So I finished with my evidence-based arguments, and now I want to talk a little bit, change it up, and talk about psychology. I want to talk about the psychology of flat Earth, and talk about why in the world does this theory still stick around? It cannot be because of evidence. It is not because of evidence, because every single opportunity that it could have to prove itself true, it fails and proves the globe is true every possible time. So why could it still exist? If it's not for the evidence, then why? It is because
this slide is just amazing. I don't know if you have read it, but pay attention. Pause it for a second if you need to, and read it all, because this is like great.
It's about the passion behind the idea, because the followers of Flat Earth are extremely passionate people. The followers, I want to characterize and profile the followers versus the leaders of Flat Earth. and contrast them. The followers of Flat Earth are extremely passionate people. They're insatiably curious. They always want to know why, and the next step, and the next step, why, and that's awesome. They can also have a distrust of the scientific institutions, and they can.
I don't have his info, Sunflower. I mean, I used to, but I don't remember. I tried looking, but I couldn't find it.
Potentially have predispositions to believe in conspiracy, and maybe have a little bit of paranoia as well. Now, let's contrast that to characteristics of Flat Earth leaders. Flat Earth leaders are extremely charismatic and very articulate, as my friend Witsit is very charismatic and articulate.
It depends on the Flat Earther, actually. I mean, Oakley is not charismatic. No.
Nor is Flatsoid.
No, and I was gonna say, and the new Timu leaders are not charismatic at all. I mean, you're talking about you know Roger, Vika, and
yeah,
Vlad.
Yeah, I mean, what's left? I mean, the debris, the slag, actually, that has been left in the Flat Earth video making community. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, no one's saying Roger is articulate by any means, and you know.
My.
And if you look at the leaders, it's like you might as well throw out the first two, leave the middle two, and well, I guess you can leave the expletive to a certain extent.
Alice says, Witless is charismatic. Has he heard him talk? Well, okay, look. This is a contentious subject, and we have spoken with Isa about this a lot of times. And Witsit might be a fucking slug to us, but he does have a charm to the idiots. So I don't think that denying that is good. I think that's what their Will is referring to. Because Witsit is just a little bit smarter, half an IQ point smarter than the Flat Earthers, so he can bamboozle them. That's kind of the thing, right?
And he sounds just the sorry, after you.
No, go.
He sounds just the right amount of educated for them, because to talk to a Flat Earther, you should not be overeducated, and you should be more educated than them, right? And he's just the right level, I think.
And he can say stuff like etheric displacement, bro, right? Or inhomogeneous anisotropic CMB. Which, I mean, just acknowledging the existence of the CMB destroys Flat Earth, but okay.
Exactly.
But they are also extremely arrogant. They believe they know everything. They're intolerant of criticism, as that would project weakness to their followers. And they're exploitive of their followers. They will ask their followers to support them in their endeavors. And then we need to ask, why? What is the incentive these leaders have to push misinformation that they know is false? Because these people are smart. So they know they're not pushing a good faith argument. But
Witsit can talk your pants off. That's not what I meant. The Karen B. Sankep Bush. Thank you so much.
why would they want to do that? What incentive do they have? Well, number one incentive is pure fellowship. Having people be loyal to you and follow what you say is attractive. Having attention is attractive, even if you're not following them. I'm giving him attention right now. And that's another incentive they can have. A sense of superiority over their followers. When someone listens to you, that's always nice. And of course, they can make some money along the way as well. So if you have listened to nothing I've said tonight, if you have listened to nothing, just listen to this last part. This is the part that I want to make crucially aware of. This is the most important bit. No individual understands all of science.
Yeah,
None.
that's true.
Despite what Witsit will tell you. No individual understands it all. An astrophysicist doesn't understand everything about quantum mechanics, and a quantum mechanist doesn't know everything about astrophysics. So when you are faced with an unintuitive or unexpected fact, do not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Do not throw the universe out with a misunderstanding.
Right.
Push Occam's razor to the forefront of your mind and understand it's far more reasonable that you don't have all the information, rather than the model for the entire universe is wrong, and that all scientists, almost every scientist, are liars or ignorant. And my last statement is, Flat Earth leaders do not have some special power of understanding things better than everyone else. And please do not fall prey to their con. Thank you. That's my time.
All right. Effective.
Thank you
very
very
nice.
much for that opening, William. So that
I want to ask Witsit, what shade of spray paint do I need to get that color? I love it. I love that orange, pinky orange, like almost like grapefruit, pink grapefruit orange.
Blood
Love it.
orange.
Yeah, blood orange. Yeah, that's the name.
So, you know, the thing about his tan. So this comes up later in the debate where, you know, somebody asks him about his tan in the chat, and Witsit says he was on the beach or something, and he doesn't wear sunscreen because you know how
Uh-huh.
poisonous sunscreen is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Witsit tries to mention the name of the chemical that's in sunscreen that's harmful. And I think he was searching for titanium, but he says nitrogen. So let's wait for that to show up in this. You can tell I've watched this debate like 3 times already, right?
Right.
That was right on 10 minutes
Oh,
or 12
are you
minutes. So
talking,
good job.
Justin?
Oh, yeah, and he doesn't wear sunscreen because sunscreen gives you cancer, and he's ginger and white, but the sun doesn't give cancer to people like him at all. That's just a myth, bro. And the psychology of that, I don't. And you know what's the worst part? Like, if the sun really gets you when you're that white, it actually hurts. So, I mean, I have no idea what the fuck he's doing.
I'm talking, yeah. You can't hear me, William?
Oh, wait.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you now. Sorry. I was
Okay.
eating anything.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just saying that was on 12 minutes. You're good. You were worried about being over. It's not an issue. All right. So with that, Witsit gets it. This is your chance for your opening. So good luck. Floor is yours.
All right, cool. I'm gonna start a timer. All right, there was a lot there, but for one, I want to see if we're gonna keep the same energy of Occam's razor, which is that which requires the least amount of assumptions. That, of course, is terrible for the globe model. But one thing I want to cover real quick that can just end this whole entire discussion. It actually overlaps with the gravity thing. He said gravity is mass attracting mass, which is objectively not the case anymore. It can't be the case. The Earth quite literally cannot be a ball that orbits the sun with mass attracting mass. Newtonian mechanics can't exist. And I'm sure we'll get into that. And I don't know why people keep invoking it. But one thing I want to point out that I think is an easy way to kind of go ahead and end the conversation is we have an electric field on the Earth. Okay.
Oh,
So we have a uniform electric field. It's vertical on the Earth, and you can measure the electric.
Oh my God, hold on. Always the same with you. Always the same. That the electric field, yada yada. But with it, hold on. Because what's the problem with the thing, right? Is that sure, there is this 100 volt per meter electric field, right? But number one, there's no problem with this happening on a ball. It just the equipotential lines are just concentric spheres to the ball. It's not a problem. But somewhere around here, it actually says the intensity of the current. Oh, here we go. Current 10 to the negative 12 amps per meter squared. Dan, is that a strong, like a strong current?
10 to the negative 12.
Yes.
That's a negative number, right?
Yes. So at 50,000 meters, it goes from 0 to 400,000 volts, and then also the strength. What's the name for the amperage? The strength.
Picoamps or microamps, same difference.
Right, picoamps, whatever. Right, it's a very tiny current. So even if you do the math with this, and you substitute all of the appropriate data, you start with a F equals ma, and you start substituting the acceleration for the electrostatic formula, right? And you replace basic equations with other equations. What you get with it is that it would take a cubic meter of lead 400 years to fall 1 kilometer. And that breaks this whole idea like wide open. It's not.
Somebody on X actually did the conversion of both to newtons, and it was exponentially different.
Right. And then finally, the final rebuttal to all of this nonsense, which is my friend, my estimate, my spirit animal, is that you're hijacking a Feynman lecture when we also have this one, which is the lecture on the theory of gravitation. So, boom, wrecked, suck it with it.
Right? It has equipotential lines. It's 100 volts per meter, meaning there's an equal increase of potential every 100 or every meter. It's 100 volts, right? So there's equipotential lines within a vertical electric field on the Earth, and it's uniform. Okay, this is physically impossible on a sphere.
No, it's
you can
not.
take a conductor.
Concentric spheres, dumbass. That's why. Why would it be? You saw the diagram. Hold on. You saw the diagram that the equipotential surface, if you're standing, the 100 volts is like above you. It goes, you affect, and the surface affects, and trees and plants and everything affects the first layer where close to the ground, right? Dumbass. Complete dumbass.
Conductive sphere and put it in an electric field, and because the charge is distributed radially, it will not be uniform. Is a fact. You cannot have a uniform electric field on a sphere. So the very electric field we observe on the Earth proves that the Earth is in fact.
Citation, please. I mean, if you mind.
When you say that, yeah, I am the citation. Get the fuck out of here, dipshit.
Okay, Arwen to the rescue. Okay, okay, I'm defeated. You got that one. Okay.
Not a sphere, because again, there will be spherical radial distribution of charge. What you would have is concentric circles serving as your or equipotential surfaces or lines, and then you would not have a uniform electric field. Now, just to read Feynman here to explain it, another thing that can be measured in addition to the potential gradient that we just discussed is the current in the atmosphere. The current density is small, about 10 microamps, crosses each square meter parallel to the Earth. The air is...
So the problem with this is that you're either cherry picking or you're clueless about the person that you're citing, right? With it, you can't have it both ways. You can just cite Feynman and then disregard everything that he says about gravity. Are you fucking kidding me? And given that it's the New Year's, I can play it. Hold on. Let me bring it up. Because I like that clip and how Feynman describes it. Sunflower, don't stir shit up. It's the new year. We're here to laugh. Don't antagonize people. Just calm down, relax, enjoy the show. Okay? Okay. Give me 1 second. Boom.
The idea was to hang by a very, very fine quartz fiber, a rod with 2 balls. And then put 2 large lead balls in the positions indicated here next to it on the side. Then, because of the attraction of the balls, there would be a slight twist of the fiber. It had to be done so delicately because the gravitational force between ordinary things is very, very tiny indeed. And there it was. And it was possible then to measure the force between these 2 balls. Cavendish called his experiment weighing the Earth. We're pedantic and careful today. We wouldn't let our students say that. We would have to say they're measuring the mass of the Earth. But the reason he said that is the following. By a direct experiment, he was able to measure the force and the 2 masses and the distance, and thus determine the gravitational constant. You say, yes, but we have the same situation on the Earth. We know what the pull is, and we know what the mass of the object pulled is, and we know how far away we are, but we don't know either the mass of the Earth or the constant, but only the combination. So by measuring the constant and knowing the facts about the pull of the Earth, the mass of the Earth could be determined. So indirectly, this experiment was the first determination of how heavy or how massive is the ball on which we stand.
The ball.
It's a kind of a
The ball. Yeah. Gee, Witsit, I wonder what he means. Does he mean a flat ball? Huh?
amazing achievement to find that out. And I think that's why Cavendish named his experiment that way instead of determining the constant in the gravitational equation. Weighing the Earth. No, it's
What a boss.
Evidently not a perfect insulator because of this conductivity, a small current caused by the electric field we have just been describing passes from the sky down to the earth. Okay, and you can measure it, you can run a generator off of it actually. Now, the question would be if there's constantly a downward electric current on the earth, would that create a downward bias? Would downward electric pressure be caused by the downward electric current?
No, why? Why? No. What if you have something made out of rubber? How would the current do anything to it? No. I mean, and again, with you love the fallacies. That's just an appeal to possibility, right? You're just asking, oh, what if this? Like, okay, well, demonstrate and then we'll talk.
Answer is, of course, yes. Yes, we would have.
Sunflower, you're being a creep. If you want to time him out, do as you will.
Downward bias because there's always a downward electric current. To get more specific, although the electric current density in the air is only a few microamps per square meter, there are very many square meters on the Earth's surface. The total electric current reaching the Earth's surface at any time is very nearly constant at 1800 amps. This current, of course, is quote unquote positive. It carries a plus charge to the Earth. We have.
Where the hell did you get the 1800 amps thing? That's a lie. No. I've read this. Let me do a quick scan in case I forgot about something, but okay. The total electric current reaching the Earth's surface at any time is very nearly a constant at 1800 amperes. This current, of course, is positive. It says between quotes. It carries plus charges to the Earth. So we have the voltage supply of 400,000 volts with a current of 1800 amperes, a power of 700 megawatts. With such a large current coming down, the negative charge on Earth should soon be discharged. In fact, it should take only about half an hour to discharge the entire Earth. But the atmospheric electric field already lasted more than half hour since its discovery. How is it maintained? What maintains this voltage? And what the Earth? There are many questions. And then it explains the Earth is positive. The Earth is negative. The air is positive. Neighborhood of 50 kilometers. Origins. And then if anyone wants the link and finish reading that, I'll share it. Fuck, I wasn't sharing the link. I'm such an idiot. All right, let's go back to this. Sorry.
Have a voltage supply of 400,000 volts with a current of 1800 amps, a power of 700 megawatts at any given time. Now, that's assuming the size of the Earth is actually greater than that. So to kind of break this down, I hope everyone's following. People refer to the fact that things fall as gravity. That is allegedly the effect of gravity. That is little g. It is 9.8 meters per second squared. That is not gravity, as in the cause of things going down. It is things going down. You can actually solve for that with kinematic equation. You can actually solve for that using Coulomb's law. There's an equivalence that has been proven in the electromagnetic nature of gravity, a paper written by Konstantin Meiss, who sat on the board of Nuclear Physics Institute, right? That you can actually have an equivalence with electrostatics. Now,
I don't remember that paper. I don't remember what the deal was with that. So I'm not going to venture a guess. But with bringing up a paper, it's sus at best. Who will probably take care of figuring that out for us and will share with the class. is Eric E.
Important to note, everything does not fall at 9.8 meters per second squared. That is a misnomer. People are taught everything falls at the same rate and mass attracts mass. It's a very simple layman way to explain things to people when they're younger in school. The reality is things fall at different rates. What a coincidence that the
yeah, because the mass of the Earth is not you know, constant, stable, and then it also then we have the latitude thing with the centrifugal force, right? And how it moves away from gravity, right? But we understand all of those things, and we have mapped all of those things with it using gravity and the globe. So it's a hard moment. Spec. Wait, hold on. If you ask for it, you got it. I'm on a giving mood today. Give me just a sec. Boom. Witsit. There we go. Get those emoji ready.
And in school, you did math and you could pass the test and not have to write the answers down. So why don't you tell me, how would you integrate this? What would be the proper way to integrate this?
No, dude, Ryan, why are you not moderating? You see that this intentionally avoiding every single aspect.
Earlier today, Daryl dropped by on Toon Stream, and he said hello to me. Yeah, this is such a great clip.
Dude, Ryan, why are you not moderating? You see that
Ryan, why do you not moderate this, bro? Oh my God, look, the moment where I paused. Can you see here?
Electric field creating the electric current is very nearly constant, just like the rate at which things fall. So that right there explains things falling on the Earth and why there's a downward bias, why it's nearly constant, but it fluctuates. Gravimeters have proven that things fall at different rates during thunderstorms, and mass and quote unquote gravity have.
Rogue Mod muted me when no one else even wanted to. Abuse of power comes as no surprise. Oh, I mean, are you having like a wanksoid moment? Are you already drunk? Dude, relax. And no, if they are mods, they have power. You not mod, you no power. Very simple equation.
Been excluded as a possible explanation. I have all these papers. I'll drop them as they're requested. In addition,
I would venture a guess that William is still waiting for those papers. Any day now, they will arrive.
Rid of the spherical claim. You cannot have a uniform vertical electric field with equipotential surfaces on a sphere. That's physically possible. That gives you the downward electric bias. That's
dumbass. You're being muted for being a creep. We can handle your derpy tool.
Measurable, showing things fall and change at which rate they fall based on that objectively. So now you're going to have to claim there's something additional there that you can't verify, but we can actually verify our position based on empirical evidence. Let's use Occam's razor. Remember, that which requires the least amount of assumptions. So we're just going to go with the actual evidence. And also, in order to have a vertical electric field with equipotential lines, you actually are going to have what's called a Gaussian surface. And to quickly explain.
Oh my God, I love that. Witsit. Can we get a what?
Fill with equipotential lines, you actually are going to have what's called a Gaussian surface. And to quickly explain that, and we can get into it, in Gauss's law, you have what's called Gaussian surfaces.
Oh, you're crying. Do you need some tissues? The ambulance is on its way. Just hang tight. Hang tight there. It's okay. Gaussian surfaces, yes.
And typically they're used as mathematical or hypothetical constructs. But when you're making a physical demonstration of, say, a uniform electric field, you're going to need real physical plates to serve as those surfaces, right? And they have to be parallel to each other, and they have to be perpendicular to the field. Well, on the Earth, we have a vertical electric field. So what is perpendicular to vertical? It is, of course, horizontal. So in order to have the actual equipotential electric field we have, there has to be some type of containment above us. It has to be parallel to the surface, and it has to actually be horizontal. And this is just...
Wait it. If the dome is not a dome and the top has to be parallel to the surface, do we live in a box? Maybe, right? I don't know. Because it makes no sense.
Facts. So that argument right there, that fact alone, gets rid of the spherical geometry claim. It gets rid of the quote unquote gravity claim, and it gets rid of the we live in a ball, I'll live on a ball in a vacuum claim. Okay, that's 6 minutes, and we can get into that. And again, this is Feynman Lectures. It's 9.1, I believe, and it's about atmospheric electricity. You can check it. You can check the measurements yourself. You can go out and verify yourself, and you can run generators off of it. So
you can run generators off of it. Love it.
For the last few minutes, what I'm going to do is cover a couple things that he said.
Those generators do exist. There are ambient electricity generators, but they're very like inefficient. There's a reason why they're not like mainstream.
Retrograde motion is not exclusive to the Earth orbiting the sun. In fact, in order to think that it was, you would have to not believe in the current model, which uses relativity and actually says there's a kinematic equivalence between a geocentric stationary position and a heliocentric model.
It doesn't matter which is true. You can describe the motion, you can translate the motion, and you can translate the coordinate system that keeps track of the solar system objects kind of independently, right? You can choose how you track each one. So you can make Earth the center, and then in what you're talking about, Witsit, what you think makes the little spirograph patterns with the flower of life and whatever new age bullshit you want to attribute to it. That is the Earth in the center, but the planets orbiting the sun. And because the sun orbits the Earth, since the planets orbit the sun, they transitively orbit the Earth, right? And that's why they make those little patterns. Don't remember if he shows that today.
Meaning all planetary motion, all geometric patterns are equivalent in both models. They're equally valid. Einstein will tell you this point blank in all of his papers. He said it. So there's kinematics, how bodies move in relation to each other, and there's dynamics, which is the supposed force that causes them to move that way. Okay, gravity would be the claimed dynamics, and then kinematics is just how they move. Retrograde would be a kinematic observation, right? The planets look like they go backwards. Now, of course, on a stationary Earth, there are multiple explanations. One of
how,
which is we measure the planets in relation to the background stars. So if the planets were to actually just slow down on occasion, they would look from our perspective to be going backwards in relation to the background stars.
No, that is not correct. It happens because we orbit. Will's GIF was perfectly illustrated. It happens because we overtake, for example, Mars on our orbit. So Mars goes from going one way to going another way to going back the way it was going originally.
Because it's in an outer orbit.
Right.
So only the outer planets do retrograde, right? Mars, Jupiter, and so forth, not the inner ones. But Witsit is talking about it as if, the planet saw a chicken on the road and hit the brake or something.
Right.
Slows down occasionally.
Yeah. They do kind of like that kind of thinking.
There's a much more popular one that's been known about for a long time, which comes from the Tychonic system. That's Tycho Brahe, which is where Kepler and everyone even got their data in the first place, right? And Tycho Brahe, or a neo-Tychonic system, would say that the planets move around the sun as that entire system moves around the Earth. Then you would have the exact same explanation that a heliocentric model has, which is it looks like they're going backwards because they're moving in relation.
Motherfucker, that's like the biggest special bleeding fallacy I've ever heard. Everything in the solar system orbits the sun, and all of that orbits the Earth. Why? Because we special. Right? Because hashtag Witsit #1. Because hashtag humbly. Why? That makes no fucking sense. Especially since in the list of things that are orbiting the sun are things that are bigger than the Earth. Like,
to the sun, right? And then you have internal planets, etc. So there's a kinematic equivalence with retrograde that isn't exclusive to the Earth flying around the sun whatsoever. And in fact, the Mercury's perihelion shift shows you that their model doesn't even work. Gravity doesn't even work. And it still hasn't been explained to this day. Okay, and we'll get more into this stuff hopefully, but lunar eclipses, he said that the only shape that can have that is a sphere. You can, of course, put anything in front of something that's taking some type of spherical shape, which could be plasma. If you look at light from a distance, it looks like a sphere, right? It has a radius of light. So any light source from a distance is going to look like it.
You mean glare? Yeah. But, oh boy, Witsit, you're literally losing the debate, bro. And this is your opening.
A sphere, because it has a radius of light, right? Illumination. Same with the planets and everything. But that aside, you could take a cylinder and move it in front of the moon, and it would create a circular shadow. This has been replicated many times. If you've never heard of it, you may sound unfamiliar to you, but it is a fact. You can take any shape and move it in front of it and cause a circular shadow. And actually, lunar eclipses debunk the globe.
Any shape? Okay. Make me a circular shadow with a pyramid. Go. I'll wait. What is he talking about? What's it? How can you make a curved shadow with a straight edge? Dumbass. When if you look at, for example, think of this as a cylinder. If I spin this rectangle very fast, it will become a cylinder, right? So if I have a cylinder and you look at it like straight on, it looks like a square, like a rectangle. The shadow of a cylinder. I learned that in my first year of high school.
As we have selenilian eclipses where the sun and the moon are both above the Earth during the eclipse, when supposedly the Earth is blocking the light from the sun, casting a shadow onto the moon, which is a geometric impossibility. This is another time where we'll throw Occam's razor out, I'm sure, because Occam's razor is the globe's worst enemy. North Star cannot be seen from super far south. That's correct, because you can't see forever on a flat Earth. And whenever all these things were called predictions from the globe, they're actually just, we looked at the sky, we recorded it over hundreds or even thousands of years, and then we crafted a globe Earth model based on the celestial observations. That's quite literally how we made it. So that would be the opposite of prediction.
William just nodding. Yeah, which the problem is that the stars spin the other way and the sun sets the other way down here. Why is that?
That would quite literally be the opposite. So if you say, hey, look, I'm going to look at all the sky and then make up a model in my head of the Earth being a globe, then I'm going to say, hey, look, the globe predicts what happens in the sky. That is hilariously backwards.
That's awesome.
I still got a couple minutes. So that is post-diction, not prediction. And actually, we can see Polaris below the equator at times, which is also a geometric impossibility on the globe. And this is where Occam's razor will get thrown out again, and they'll start making excuses, special pleading, post hoc rationalization.
Details. They are important because it's not the same. No, the like details with it. We can just take the claim with no details, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Etc. Flight times actually use GPS, which use a preferred direction. They make meridian.
Bro, CK says, I wish Witsit would come back. Me too. I love it.
Correction. So in the south, they use GPS to get the distances. They make meridian corrections, actually subtracting distances over 69 miles and accounting for the preferred direction of C. Actually, the variant nature of C. I hope we get into that, right? If that's what he specializes in. And then
the variant nature of the speed of light. Isn't that adorable, Witsit? Oh, you're such a doll.
Of course, like I said, gravity is not mass attracting mass. That's archaic. So for the last minute and a half, I'm going to explain this. Most people that claim that the Earth's a globe that flies around the sun, they all bring up Newton, the mass attracting mass. You cannot believe in Newtonian mechanics and the heliocentric model at the same time. This is a fact because the Michelson-Morley experiment did not detect the orbit of the Earth. And if there's
let's go, the Michelson-Morley experiment.
Who teaches them these things?
We haven't done this one in a while.
Gosh.
Well, a lot of it comes from Gleam, a lot of the paper kind of thing. And then Shame, ChatGPT, they all copy each other. But this one, I honestly don't know where it comes from, but Witsit loves it. All right. Hide the bar. Yes. Share this stuff instead. Perfect. Mickelson Morley. First page. We're going to speed run dunking on Witsit today. On this one. On this in particular.
Hey Max, can you do a control F and search for hypothesis in that paper?
No, it doesn't search because it's imaged.
Oh, I can tell you which page the hypothesis is on. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Because there is this group of people on Twitter who argue every Friday, like they're on Twitter on a space like the whole day.
Oh God, yeah, Flat Earth Fridays.
Ken and Brian and all of those, anyway, so they all keep on talking of Mickelson Morley. Just ask them what the hypothesis of the experiment was. They'll call you a dumb fuck and block you right away. So anyway, give me 1 second to tell you.
Okay, hold on, because this was zooming for me. Well, what? There. All right, never mind. Sorry. Yeah, what were you going to say then?
Yeah, so that group on X that Skeptic was talking about is generally a bunch of flatsies. And Brian Sweet is like a lifetime underachiever.
Oh, okay.
Can barely tie his shoes, but he thinks he can talk about Mickelson and Morley.
Right.
Exactly.
So they can do this, keep it flat, and then from here connect to the other salute, right?
Right.
Yeah,
it's extended.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they, that's a special group. I've been around them for a couple of years now. They're a special group.
Okay.
So Matt, go to page number 334.
All right, hold on.
On the paper.
Hold on. Number 1, Witsit. You say the Mickelson Morley didn't detect the motion of the Earth. First sentence of the paper. Well, this is the title, so it doesn't count. The discovery of the aberration of light. That's it. That's done. You lie. The discovery of the aberration of light shows that the Earth is moving. That's it. We're over. Now, Earth is skeptic.
Go to the next page, just the next page of the paper, and look at the second paragraph, the ending sentence of the second paragraph.
The experimental trial of the first hypothesis forms the subject of the present paper. No.
And the hypothesis is on the first sentence of that page. It's the ether.
On the undulatory theory, according to Fresnel, first, the ether is supposed to be at rest, except in the interior of transparent media, in which, secondly, it's supposed to move with a velocity less than the velocity of the medium in the ratio, where n is the index of refraction, yada, yada.
That's exactly what they were testing. They were testing if there was ether, and they tested there was no ether.
No ether.
Which was a shock at that time, because everybody thought that there was ether in space.
Yeah. Let me get the peeps, the link. So if a flat earther ever wants to bring up Mickelson Morley, you are ready with a scan of the original paper.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can, I mean, if it happens in person, you get, if they do this, you get a chance to just force them to eat it for lying about it. I think that is a fair and just punishment.
There's a force acting on the Earth that causes it to go into a circular motion. You would detect that circular motion with interferometry. That's what the Sagnac effect is. We did not detect the orbit. Einstein came in and saved the day by...
The Sagnac. Sagnac. He was French.
Oh, well, actually, the Earth is free falling in a linear path in the curvature of space-time in a geodesic path. That's why you couldn't detect it, which means, quite literally, either you pick Newtonian mechanics or the Earth is orbiting around the sun. You cannot have both. And in fact, if you do anything with orbital mechanics or aerospace engineering or anything like that, they use Newtonian mechanics. So if that were to even be true, which actually you treat it as an ellipse from our position, that would be evidence for a stationary Earth, quite literally, because if the Newtonian...
How is working on spacecraft evidence for a stationary Earth, you dumbass. Like, what? I don't. Oh my God. Holy shit. Proby said, thanks, Max, but thanks for what? I didn't do anything, I promise. No, for this. Okay, I got it. Sorry.
Mechanics was true, the Earth cannot be orbiting around the sun. So it's very perplexing as to why people bring that up. Of course, also, it doesn't have a time variable. Gravity would have to be instant. You would have to have instantaneous action at a distance, just like Newton said. He didn't even propose a cause. He said it must be God doing it.
Leo says, Sanya or Sagnak.
Et cetera, et cetera. So I know that was a lot. I try not to go too fast. We can get more into the specifics, but Occam's razor is, in the last 10 seconds, obviously that the Earth is a stationary topographical plane and that the Earth is in the center of the cosmos. Everything moves around us for all recorded history. You have to actually make tons of assumptions to explain how those are all illusions. Cool.
No, mic drop moment. Oh, that is when Witsit thinks that the ladies start throwing panties and so on. Oh. That was a handful. Oh, Witsit, what a treat. I miss you. You should go back to doing content with it. I miss it a lot. I need to go to the toilet for like 3 minutes. So, I'm going to do a little musical interlude. Conspiracy Music Studios. Here we go. Videos. Now, I like the Witsit one. This one. Yes, perfecto. We still have the kind of the problem of how this shit sounds when on StreamYard. I'm so sorry, but I won't leave you in silence. And I won't charge Dan and Skeptic to keep charge while I have to go to the toilet for so long. I'll be right back. Thank you so much. And we'll be back in a jiffy.
Use Witsit, gets it, step into the mic, bro. Talking flat earth, get ready for the hype, bro. Ace algebra in school, honors too, bro. Gravity's a lie, yeah, I'm in the zone, bro. Electrostatics, that's the real deal, bro. They say the earth's a globe, but that ain't right, bro. I'm the best flat earth debater, bro. Humbly, opposition ain't on my level, so, but let's not get too technical, bro. This is so funny, you're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. This is so funny, you're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. Our model, though not defined in full, bro, is superior. Your model's falsified, bro. Van de Graaff generator, electrostatics a maze, bro. May objects change weight, just a phase, bro. 100 volts per meter electric field, you know, bro. Flipped it with 400,000 volts, whoa. Small bits loaded, defying gravity like totally, bro. Next I'll rub a cat to a brick the show, bro. This is so funny, you're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. This is so funny, you're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. MC Tune and Globers, you can't deny, bro. Witsit gets it's here to testify, bro. Most times I don't remember you exist, yo. I'm the flat earth king, you better believe it's so. Moon phases are like a magnetic cycle, bro. Center of a ferrocell, image magnets glow, bro. Charge up and down, etherically displaced. Your kinematic equivalence explains it all somehow, bro. It might sound tough, but let's skip details, yo. You might believe I have an amplitude for math, ho. It's all just a lot of salad in my words, yo. This is so funny, you're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. This is so funny, you're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. what happened is they brought in Einstein to totally save the physics redefined, to flip physics all on its head, bro, to keep Earth moving around the sun, you know. And in the magnetic tourist field, I say the path of planets fits perfectly. It's so funny you're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro. You are literally losing the debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. This is so funny you're getting crushed, bro. I'm schooling you, bro.
Totally school, bro.
Debate, bro. You are so out of your league, bro. And this debate was a rap battle. I would have totally won, bro.
So humble. I love that. That is one of my favorites of all of the guys. It's so cool.
Well timed, Witsit. Thank you very much, both of you, for your opening statements. Allow me to just welcome our viewers at over 800 strong tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is a fantastic showing. It's always exciting to have great debates going on tonight, flat Earth versus globe. Now, if you think you have what it takes for making a case, whether it be for flat Earth, globe Earth, pinned in the top of our chat tonight is James's direct email. So why don't you let him know what you think you can do to strengthen the claim of flat Earth or globe Earth, or any topic you think you might be qualified to defend. We're actively searching out for new presenters here on the channel, so now's your opportunity if you ever thought maybe you could do something about it. The other thing I want to draw attention to is we are this close from rounding 170,000 subscribers on Modern Day Debate. We've got over 800 people watching. I would love to assume you were all subscribers.
Damn, dude, they have 244,000 now.
Right now, but chances are you're probably not. So why don't you go ahead, hit that subscribe button, if nothing else, just so we can see that digit roll over. It would be a wicked.
100,000 subs in a year is a lot. That's good.
Wicked thing to see tonight. A huge feather in my cap, actually. If I could turn to James and go, see what happens when I mod, we roll over subs, bro. You know. Yeah, we're about to head into our opening statements. I already have a slew of super chats. If you have questions for our debaters, keep them respectful, but by all means, send over a super chat and we will read them at the end of the open discussion. Gentlemen, we can start the open discussion now. I'll sit here and stay out of your way unless you guys start to dogpile. Keep it respectful. Have fun.
Oh, so thank you, Justin. What's it? Do you believe Newtonian mechanics is true?
No.
Okay, that's correct. What do you know why it's not true, and why it is useful though still?
I don't care if it's useful. It's not true. And
I didn't say it was true either. Why is it useful?
Because it's really easy to use and simple to use, and we can use it for things on the Earth that I can use like 10 other different equations for.
Mm-hmm. Because it's made good at predicting the future, right? On our small scale. Oh, no, you disagree?
Yeah.
No. So
it doesn't work on the
projectile motion is a kinematic equation from Newtonian physics. Do you think projectile motion is good at predicting things?
Yeah, sure. We make predictions.
Okay, so you do think it's good at making predictions, Newtonian physics?
Yeah, I just said it can.
You contradicted yourself already. So now predictions.
What's not going to happen is that you're going to interrupt.
I love that. Yes, you have to keep him on his toes. I was very impressed when I first saw William, because he's surgical in the attacks, and I love that. He has Witsit on his, yes, he's very good. He has Witsit on his toes the whole way.
Me when I'm responding, so you can calm down. You're not tough. All right. So I already.
He totally ignored that. William
Witsit.
totally ignored that.
Witsit, you're not tough either, buddy. So calm down.
Acknowledge that it does make some predictions. Okay. Duh.
So it does make predictions.
Duh. But the point is that it doesn't work even on the earthly scale. There are places it doesn't work on the local terrestrial scale.
I agree.
Doesn't work at all on the quantum scale. Doesn't work on the solar system scale, and totally doesn't work on the cosmological scale. I can show you. I need you to pay attention to this. I can give you another equation that does the same thing, and it uses an electrostatic equivalence. Therefore.
Oh, okay. Pull it up.
If our only standard of if it's good or not is if it can make some predictions, then that one's equally valid. We don't even need Newtonian mechanics.
So if it did make a prediction, would that mean it's true? If your equation that you came up with, would that mean it's true?
No.
Correct. So you believe
All right, you
Newtonian
got it.
physics is very useful and good at making predictions.
But wrong.
So-
but it's wrong
so
though.
What about predictions? I know you talked about this. I hate to get into semantical arguments, but a prediction, can you make a prediction based on past data? What's it?
Yeah, sure. If it's a cyclical
Gotcha.
thing, it's not actually. If it's cyclical, it's not actually a prediction.
So why?
It's just an acknowledgement of a cycle. If you want to be
Right.
semantic and call it a prediction, that's cool. It doesn't. You
Okay.
can't tout it as predictive capability. It was cyclical. The Antikythera mechanism predicts everything that happens in the sky. It doesn't use any type of
Oh, bro, he says, Witsit makes me feel like projectile vomiting.
dynamics whatsoever.
Okay, so it can make predictions. Thank you.
You see how you're
so
going to
mass
have to be
attraction-
disingenuous?
No,
with
you
what I'm
said it makes predictions. You said.
No, I said it's actually cyclical, so it's a postdiction. It's called a
Can you make a
postdiction.
prediction with it?
No, we actually have a technical name for it. It's called postdiction. It's literally what it's called.
Is it telling the future? I don't care what you call it. Is it telling the future?
No, it's
Are you
just it's acknowledging a presumption of the cycle that we've currently observed to that point.
So if you saw a cycle 10,000 times and you are
Witsit, if in the timeline you're here and you figure out the cycle and you predict the next step, it's not a post prediction, is it? Because you're predicting the next step and beyond. So, like, oh, for fuck's sake, even temporal order is too much for them.
assuming in the future it will happen again. Is that what you're talking about?
Right. So then that wouldn't add any
Gotcha.
validity. That wouldn't add any validity to, or like that wouldn't show us that something's valid just because we applied an equation to show us that the cycle's going to keep happening, which was your argument. Your argument was since it matches the cycle, it proves the globe. It literally doesn't.
So it can be used to tell the future, which is what you denied initially in this argument.
No, we can acknowledge the cycle, sure, and we can.
What's the date of this debate? January 6th, 2024.
And the reason for asking is what I just posted. So in 2023 March, Witsit asked ChatGPT to generate an electrostatic equation to predict gravity. And ChatGPT did exactly what was asked, except it was full of errors. So it's in the link. I don't know why the link didn't come through. I can post that again.
Right there.
It's on Toon's website, and it's the bottom part of that website that contains all of his AI generated.
Yeah, I remember that, and he sent it on an email. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, sorry, I
Can tell the future.
point it up.
Yeah, no, but that's funny. That's funny as hell. If you haven't checked that out, watch that, because I mean, take a look at the Witsit, the evidence. It's funny as fuck.
We can assume the cycle is going to keep happening. That doesn't actually
So
give
admit
validity.
it can tell the future.
Do you not understand the simplicity in what I'm saying?
You just have cognitive dissonance and don't
Project.
It's so obvious. You can tell the future with it. That's what you said.
Do you agree that that doesn't show that something's valid if the cycle's going to happen anyway, and then you just create something that absorbs the cycle that doesn't add validity?
So you're describing predicting, dumbass. That's exactly what you're describing, right? You figure out, you describe an equation for the cycle, and that's it. Alice says, if you want, I can send a short image sequence of how a lunar eclipse looks with a square versus with a sphere. John, since apparently any shape object projects the same shadow. Yes, if you want, sure. I was wondering, just from one shape that I know, but other than that, yeah, if you have it,
to the claim.
No, it does not prove it's true, but it definitely proves that you can use predictions. It definitely has predictive power.
What do we predict with it?
Did you listen to my intro?
It's not a prediction if I
showed
already
you
know what's
8
going to happen.
different
Dude.
examples of predictions that the globe Earth can predict that the flat Earth model cannot. So it has predictive power. Would you agree? If something can tell the future, it has predictive power. Would you agree with that at least?
It's not telling the future. We just already see the cycle, right?
So
sure, if you want to be semantic and say like, oh well, dude, this is so ignorant.
No, I want to stay on this topic actually a little bit because I know you just hate
why are you
so
not,
much. Because I want to acknowledge that you feeling uncomfortable because you're about to admit.
I'm not uncomfortable. This is I consider this.
Can you tell the future with it?
If that makes you happy, sure.
Okay, so thank you. So you contradict yourself again.
You can also tell the future without it. Okay. And
Oh my! He pressed Witsit so much that made him forget that if he admitted to being a prediction, it was a contradiction.
So here's the important part. It's a cycle that
I
happens
approve.
always forever. You can tell the future completely without the globe model. We looked at the sky and we saw that it keeps doing the same thing forever for all recorded history, which is actually a you problem as you claim compounding vectors that we can just ignore. So then you made a globe model based on the cycle always happening. And it took many hundreds of years to make it, by the way. You had to keep on adding wobbles here and there and just constantly making stuff up to even make it match the cycles that we see. Now people turn around in 2024 and claim.
I'll give you an analogy. You mean like, for example, when a blacksmith used to make a sword, he starts by grinding it with a very coarse grit and then going down through the grit, so you refine the finish. We can think of scientific progress as that kind of work in which you refine, and we start the people that barely had tubes with lenses started making observations, and then it grew to now that we have stuff like the Vera Rubin Observatory with the biggest camera that has ever been constructed by the human race, right? So we refine and we figure new stuff out, like the wobbles, right? Because it's very easy to realize the rotation. But then you have to explain, like, why is there those tiny wobbles, right? Then you just, once you see them, you can't unsee them.
Hey, Max, real quick.
Yes.
Because there are some flat earthers that were in my comment section the last 2 days. They keep
Ooh.
bringing up this, the sorrow cycles and stuff like that. It's like, okay, great. Yeah. So that gives you, based on math, a prediction of when an eclipse will happen. Doesn't tell you where, doesn't tell you what time. It just gives you a generalization of when.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't tell you where the path of totality is, the path that it takes, how long, like we have down to basically the second of how long people will be in the path of totality based on where they are on the map.
Yeah.
Because of all these different wobbles that he's talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed with that April eclipse where in 2023, was it, right?
24.
Everyone got it. The prediction was down to the minute.
Down to the second. Down to the second.
Yeah. It was pretty wild. Such exact thing is hard to accomplish, and the fact that these dummies, it's like, no, it's the ancients, bro. It's the ancients. They figured it all out.
That because it matches the sky, it actually proves it's correct when you literally made it from the sky cycle in the first place. That is ignorant.
Right. So that is called deductive reasoning. And I know you're very unfamiliar with that concept, but it's called looking at past data points and fitting a curve, fitting a trend to them and trying to make a reasonable argument for that trend's existence. So that is called using data.
Cool. Hey, wait. But before you move on,
you're interrupting me.
I just want to make a point. This actually isn't just you going down a list.
Can you not control yourself?
This dude's acting like I'm here in his classroom or something. I'm not.
William owns the room right here.
Yes. Oh my, Witsit floundering is one of the funniest things ever.
I understand.
I'm trying to educate you.
That's a nice projection. We're about to stick on Newtonian mechanics though, and we're going to get educated. Why
you don't believe in Newtonian mechanics? You
can't use Newtonian mechanics. So let's talk about how Newtonian mechanics was disproven with Michelson-Morley. Can you explain how that happens?
I acknowledge Newtonian mechanics is false. I don't.
Bro, CK for $10. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. I hope that you have a lot of nice food and you start the year either resting or with a bang, however you want it. I don't know what your preference is, but thank you so much, bro.
I'll have to answer this.
Okay, so then
now,
wait.
We've been past this. What are you talking about?
So then why do you invoke it? And why do you invoke it?
Because it's useful. As I said, something can be useful and be wrong at the same time. That is the argument I'm making.
Okay, so then gravity isn't mass attracting mass like you claimed in your opener then?
It is mass attracting mass.
It literally isn't.
You did say this. Does a massive object attract another massive object?
No.
No. So what happens when something is pulled towards each other? What do you call that?
Okay, well, it's not pulled towards each other in your paradigm. I'll happily teach you what happens. So supposedly a mass displaces space-time, causes a gravity well, which causes the bending and warping of space-time, which causes objects to basically be guided through the curvature of space-time, free-falling in a geodesic path, still moving.
And what happens with that? What is the end result? If we went to the farthest part of space with nothing anywhere near, and we had 2 lead balls, and we let them go, what would happen with it? Would they get attracted to each other? Yes. So that's the point. So being pedantic and petty about this is not a big deal.
It's not a good
linear from their reference frame. There is no attraction.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that then? Sorry.
So it's not a good look.
Yeah.
Not at all.
There is no force. There is no pulling. This is archaic elementary version of gravity that we teach people when they're in middle school. This isn't what your paradigm believes, and it can't be true if you are orbiting the sun.
Give me an example of something pulling something else.
A magnet.
Oh, this is the fun moment.
So what about it is pulling it?
The force.
Go on. Explain that a little bit more.
Well, okay, technically on a magnet, it's pressure mediation based on this centrifugal divergence and centrifugal convergence.
The gibberish again from you.
Primo word salad right there for you to
can you go back? Can you go back 2 seconds?
Yes, action replay. Yes, 1 second.
Just pay attention
So
to this.
what about it is pulling it?
The force.
Go on. Explain that a little bit more.
Well, okay, technically on a magnet, it's pressure mediation based on this centrifugal divergence and centrifugal convergence.
The gibberish again.
Pressure mediation, centrifugal divergence, centripetal convergence, whatever.
Isn't this nonsense from that bald guy with the tattoos? What's his name?
Real Cygnus, Ken Wheeler.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
And from you.
Ken Wheeler.
Hey, how is it?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Ken Wheeler has written books on magnetism without single or he has a couple of equations that are handwritten, right? You don't write physics books without type equations, right? You have to know to type an equation. Anyways, but this is the point where, William says, oh, that nonsense from you, Andrew. No, he doesn't get Witsit's name. He's like, he's like, Andrew, whatever. And right, just play that part. It's fun.
Gibberish. Which word did it make sense?
What's it? No, it's not that the words are not words. It's that you don't use them in any usable
Which part of it wasn't usable?
Oh, you want to repeat what you said?
Yeah, centrifugal divergence.
Yeah, go ahead. Explain.
Okay.
Explain it in a way that you think your a regular audience would understand.
Okay, so I'll even go really simple for you.
Really simple.
You have a donut. Okay. Now we're going to draw the inside of the donut from the inside to the outside. It's going to give us, the lines are going to diverge away from each other. It would be centrifugal, right? Because it's moving out from the center, which is what centrifugal means. Then we have centripetal moving in towards the center, converging. So centrifugal divergence and centripetal convergence are not only not gibberish, they're very simple concepts that are just objective, right?
And
so
it's
you
not
asked
needed
to explain.
That's it. They're just objective, bro. Like, I don't have a hard time visualizing why would that be the case. I honestly don't get it, because how does that even make the Earth flat? But sure, I guess.
Magnetism, and then you freaked out when I used a word with 3 syllables in it.
No.
But yeah, it's the pressure mediation. Actually, there's no such thing as magnetic.
3 syllables in it, bro.
Attraction. It's actually accelerating towards the null pressure created by the actual magnetic field itself. But I want to stick on the fact that you can't use Newtonian mechanics, and you were wrong about what you claimed gravity was, because you were very arrogant in your opener about how we know exactly what gravity is, and it's mass attracting mass, and flat earthers just say nuh-uh, and they have to deny it. You're wrong, my brother. That is not what gravity is in your paradigm. If it was, then the Earth would have to be stationary.
So the argument by gibberish is obscure and infinite jargon, and a lot of it has to do with using words unnecessarily. You did not have to bring in any form of centripetal nothing when talking about electromagnetism. I've taken many courses in electromagnetism, calculus-based. Thank you. So
okay,
back to Newtonian
how do you
explain?
No,
You wanted to talk about Newtonian physics.
Yes.
Newtonian physics is useful and not true at the same time. You can understand things at a third grade level, how they are useful, and yet they are not true at the same time. Would you agree?
They can be useful but not true at the same time, sure.
Yes. So it's the concept of gas.
The Opal guy says, I don't think we know a lot about gravity. About, like, yeah, but it happens the same thing with magnetism. We don't know why, but we can use it and work it and figure it out. We'll probably never figure out why. It just seems to be an intrinsic part of the universe.
Needing a container, is that a third grade level concept to understand?
Yeah, I would say it's
yes, that's exactly
really
right.
easy
And that's
to
why you teach
understand,
third
yeah.
graders that. And that's why you teach adults grown-up physics, where they don't need a container.
But then why were you teaching a whole room of grown-ups mass attracting mass in 2024?
Because it does attract each other.
It literally doesn't.
By warping space-time.
That isn't an attraction.
That is a tool. That is a byproduct of the. Does the human push the nails into the wood, or does the hammer push the nails into the wood?
Actually, there's no pushing. Hey, what I want, or there's only pushing. You're right.
Floundering, like, actually, there's no pushing. You don't never touch anything. Like, completely irrelevant red herring.
Yes, but what I want you to
No,
understand.
then which one pushes the wood, the hammer or the person? Which one?
Both.
Both. So you could say the human pushes the nail in, even though it's not directly by the human, right?
That is not in any way
Answer
analogous.
my question, yes or no?
I mean, he's right with it. You're failing with the analogies here.
It's easy.
Sure.
Yes, so the
But
planet
it's not
is causing
analogous.
deformation in the space-time. Stop interrupting me. You're so rude. Stop deforming
You're projecting.
space-time. Interrupting. Justin, is this a problem?
I don't think it is actually a problem. Our audience is here for it. He's trying to reply to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So
yeah, you guys are going fine. Just
okay. Back to the argument. If Witsit can have composure for 5 seconds, if you admit a human can be the one pushing the nail in, and you don't have to have the most direct tool that it is pushing the nail in, then you can admit that gravity, the deformation of space-time caused by the mass, is also, which the deformation is what's causing the attraction, could also be described as the mass attracting the object. Just like that a human pushed in the nail, the hammer pushed in the nail, the mass attracted the other mass, the deformation in space-time attracted the other mass. Semantics.
Yeah. Yeah, in the end, the result is the same.
This is such a meaningless waste of time to talk about this.
No, actually, it's very important because when you say mass attracts mass, that's from Newtonian mechanics, and that denotes gravity as a force, right? An innate property of matter, right? And that has been disproven in your paradigm. And of course,
no, it hasn't been disproven. We just don't think of it as a force anymore. But that being said, the acceleration of gravity is real. So if the acceleration is real, and in general, we refer to things that cause acceleration as forces, then even if it's a pseudo force or a fictitious force, it doesn't matter. You can still think of it that way because the end result is the same. It produces an acceleration, right?
Right. And we can think of it as a force. It's completely fine, right? So when you're in a car and the car turns, you feel a force. That's a fictitious force, but it's fine to call it a force. And it hurts you. If it catches you unawares, it hurts you.
Mm-hmm.
Were true, you would require something akin to an ether. You would need a medium that's actually giving you mutual contact with the bodies because there is no time variable in Newtonian mechanics or Newtonian gravity, right? So it's instantaneous action at distance, which is why Newton explained, right? He can't even wrap his mind around it. It must be God doing it, and that anyone that would think that it could act instantly through the vastness of a vacuum through long distances, right? Innate brute matter on other matter without a medium in between them it's so great an absurdity that no man with competent faculty of thinking in philosophical matters could ever fall into it. So that is very important because if you're claiming to know what gravity is, you don't need to denote it as something that's been disproven. That doesn't make any sense. So it is important. You're talking science explains things, physics explains things, math describes things. We're talking about, do you have a viable explanation of physics to tell us that the Earth is a tilted, wobbling, spinning ball flying through space? And the answer is that you do not. So we can't talk about.
Wait, No, what? Why are you doing this to me? Real-time image. What the fuck happened to this website? Ah, here. Oh, would you look at? Would you look at that? It's in the dark side.
Uh-huh. Well, it's imaging from top of Japan, right? Or the equatorial position near Japan, so it must be night there.
Yep. Oh no. What's happening? There's a conspiracy. No image. Damn, Witsit must have broken it.
No, Max, they're on to us.
No, they're on to us. Yeah, they want to prevent. I don't know why it's not working, but yeah, we have pictures of Earth from space with it. Suck it.
Newtonian gravity. It's irrelevant. You can't have it.
So you cite, again, the Michaels and Morley failed experiment that you always like to bring up that proves the ether, which failed, that was acknowledged by Michael and Morley to be a failed, to try to provide the ether.
Wait,
to grasp again, if it's again with the interrupting, control yourself.
Done.
Oh, I never paused. So you cite failed experiments, you use gibberish to try to back up your arguments, and now you're asking me to prove to you again that the Earth is a spinning ball. Can you please acknowledge any other of the 8 arguments I've made in my opening argument? Especially, I would really like to hear about the star moving across the sky. Witsit, why can you see circles in the sky on the south and on the north, and they go in opposite directions?
Okay, I'm happy to discuss your whole list, but not on the hills of you hand wave dismissing what you clearly were just wrong about. So if you want to be honest and just concede that, yeah, you misspoke when you said mass attracts mass. No, you
No, he explained why you're fucking wrong, dumbass.
can't have that. No, Newtonian gravity is no longer an option in your paradigm. You cannot have it, and that Michelson Morley debunked it, and that you cannot use it, and that Newtonian gravity and the orbit of the Earth cannot coexist anymore. You have to completely change all of physics to believe the Earth orbits around the sun. If you can.
Cygnus says the worthless opinions of dropout trump all actual experts combined. Got it.
Concede that gravity is not mass attracting mass, that's archaic and elementary and disproven for over a century, and sure, we can move on to something else.
I've already acknowledged that Newtonian physics is wrong. Have you listened to me?
Okay,
I've
so
admitted
then
that multiple times throughout the debate, and you want me to say it again? Sure, I'll say it a million times. Newtonian physics is an approximation of reality. It is extremely useful in all of our day-to-day lives and designs, and it is wrong because it's an approximation.
It's only useful mathematically, bro. Can you please acknowledge this? It's only useful mathematically. There is a difference.
It's only useful mathematically, bro.
In science and math. Science explains things, math describes things. Okay,
What is something useful mathematically? What does that mean?
Because yes, Newtonian mechanics on like small scales and lower speeds and smaller gravitational presence, right, is somewhat similar to relativity. So, or any time of gravity, it's really just reverse engineered from kinematics anyway. So yes, you can use it, but mathematically. Listen, bro, math describes things. Okay, science explains things. You can't. The point is that you need to offer an actual physical explanation. That's what physics is.
You
of
said
what's
it's useful.
going on to show us that it's
useful
possible.
on paper. What does that mean? It's useful on paper. I want you to admit what you're saying.
My first face hurts from face palming.
Oh, can you pause for a second? I have a
Yeah, go for it. You can tell me to pause it at any moment.
All right. So a lot of flat earthers think Newtonian mechanics is totally useless, or Newtonian gravity is absolutely useless,
right?
Because it's only approximately true. But it is very, very, very close to being precisely true. It just fails to a small part in the entire solar system. But flat earthers will use the ideal gas law whenever they talk about gases. The ideal gas law is not even a law. It's wrong most of the time. I have been in laboratories where the ideal gas law is 25% off, and Newtonian gravity is 0.001% off, right? So they don't even understand the scale of the errors they're talking about. Anyways, that was my...
Right.
Well, we don't want to discuss how they don't understand errors and error margins, because that's been on full display for months now.
Like the celestial theodolite, right?
Well, I was thinking more of the Shiva experiment, the ILS experiment, but yes, very similar to that.
Yeah, exactly.
What does it mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean? Yeah,
you said it's useful on paper. What does that mean?
Yeah, we use it to do, for example, engineering. We use Newtonian mechanics.
So predictions.
Sure.
So it's useful to make predictions.
Make predictions and bridges that are going to carry cars and semi-trucks with people. So we need to make sure that they're sturdy so that they can take, I don't know, the Golden Gate Bridge amount of traffic every day and still be sure that they will remain upright, right? With it. Because if we don't calculate things correctly, people die, right?
Predictions about the world around us.
Sure.
Gotcha.
What? This is
So
the
that's-
problem.
Shifty coming in hot saying the moon is fake and gay, and I agree.
But I have
And
been
I've already
saying
said
entire
this.
time.
I've already said this. There are many equations that could be replaced with that can give you the exact same predictions. In fact, you don't even need dynamics. You can use a kinematic equation to solve for 9.8. For little g, downward acceleration, you can use a purely kinematic equation with initial.
Dumbass. You admitting that you can solve that with a kinematic equation means that you have no starting point. What you're doing is a translation of the equation, basically a coordinate transform, and nothing else. You have nothing with it. You're a fraud. You have always been a fraud, actually.
And where is that equation for that kinematic? If there's a kinematic there has to be an equation for that. So where's the equation?
Oh, he never gives it. He says it exists, but he never gives it.
He cites this paper by this European researcher. Forget who that was and what the paper was, but it's a paper that's hardly seen anybody cite it. And it came up in the debate with what's that guy's name? T-Jump. There was a Witsit versus T-Jump debate where Witsit kept on citing that paper. And
Relation, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that paper uses G. That paper uses gravity, by the way.
Yeah. It's Relational Mechanics by Andre Assis. This is what he cites.
And it talks of the dynamic kinematic equivalence.
Yeah, introduction, Newtonian mechanics, application, non-inertial frames, and yeah. Einstein's theory of relativity.
Oh, so it covers even relativity, so it's fine. I mean, looks like a standard scientific reference. Gravitation, right there, page 243.
Beyond Newton, Andre Assis. Maybe it's not this book, and it's rather a paper.
It's a paper. It's not this one.
Paper. What's the name? It's the Neo-Tychonian Machian analysis of the shit. I think I have that one too. Hold on. Neo-Tychonian Machian analysis.
Yeah, the author's name is L. Popov, Popov.
Yeah.
2013.
Yes. Newtonian Machian analysis of the Neo-Tychonian model of planetary motions. That's the paper.
Yes, as many words came out of Witsit's mouth just recently in that debate. And if you pull the paper up, it does talk about gravity.
I am trying. Give me 1 second. ResearchGate. There we go. Show me the PDF, motherfucker. No, I don't want to register. Show me the fucking paper. Neo-Tychonian. Okay. 1 second, please. Showing folder. What the fuck is an RIS file?
Let me see if I can find the PDF.
Yeah, I didn't have that one on hand, so I'm having a hard time grabbing the PDF of the paper. Let me see if archive has it as. View PDF. Fuck. Sorry, got it.
Got it?
Yes. Relax, people. Newton-Machian analysis of the Neo-Tychonian model by Luka Popov. What do you want to show here?
No, I was saying it talks about gravity. Witsit is talking
right,
about as if
yes.
it ignores gravity. It does not.
Right. I mean, it's the calculation of trajectories in the Sun, Earth, Mars system will be performed in two different models, both in the framework of Newtonian mechanics. First model is well-known Copernican system, which assumes the Sun is at rest. Second one is less known model developed by Tycho Brahe, according to which Earth stands still and the Sun orbits around the Earth and the other planets orbit around the Sun. Neo-Tychonian system refers to the assumption that orbits of distant masses around the Earth are synchronized with the Sun's orbit. It is the aim of this paper to show the kinematical and dynamical equivalence of these systems under the assumption of Mach's principle. But yeah, so someone wrote and did an analysis, which, I mean, it's just describing the fucking motions with, oh, it makes pretty shapes, right? It's one of the most ridiculous things ever. But if you want that one, you can always save that one. There, I'll save mine.
Initial velocity, height, and time to get the same value. You can use an electrostatic equivalence to get little g. You can use an electromagnetic equivalence to get big g.
Wait, are you trying to say Newtonian physics?
Doesn't work. Neither of those work. Neither the electrostatic to get the big G or the electromagnetic equivalence for the small G. Nothing. Poppycock.
Wrong?
Well, what I'm saying is
that what you're saying?
No. What I'm actually saying is if you were going to claim the Earth's a ball flying around the sun and that gravity is causing all the planets to orbit, you need to provide us an actual big boy explanation of it, not just math. We need physics.
Not just math, also observation. That's my entire.
No, we need physical explanation.
So can we move on to
is.
another subject? What's it? Are you okay with that?
Wait. This is the problem. Whenever you guys supposedly use satellites and you do all this stuff with satellites, you say that this is what you do. I want to show that even when people study this stuff, that they don't know it. Whenever.
I want to show that when people study this stuff, they don't know it. Okay.
For you supposedly put a satellite.
Dan, I can hear you type, I guess.
Oh, sorry.
Up, you use Newtonian mechanics. Well, sure, it works mathematically, but that has huge implications physically. It accounts for real inertial forces, which is specifically impossible. And if Newtonian mechanics was true, right, then the Earth can't be orbiting. So why can't you use Einsteinian mechanics to solve for it? Because it's fundamentally different with the ECI. Because the atomic clocks account for their change of velocity relative to the center of the ECI frame. So you can't use Einsteinian mechanics, but you have to in your paradigm. So if you actually are putting satellites up, all it proves is that the Earth has to be stationary because you have to use a Newtonian mechanics. And
do you think they only use Newtonian mechanics?
Wait, what? No. Why? No. Why? No. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Because I do have I have a list of papers, and I have the right paper for this specific situation. Just because Witsit loves it. Hold on one moment. I'm getting to it. Fine. Where the hell is it? Let me just check our Yerba. Paper. Here. Yes, perfect. Space-time effects, testing the effects, gravitational. 1 second. This one, I think. Yes. Sorry. This paper here, they measure the. Did I get the right one? No, I don't think so. I'm looking for. They measured time dilation in a difference, in a height difference of 1 millimeter. That was pretty wild. But give me 1 second, I'll find it. Millimeter atomic sample here. Right? So we've got to the point where we can do gravitational redshift, right? We can actually measure the dilation within a millimeter of one another. So, I mean, I don't know what Witsit thinks he's doing talking about this shit.
That is so impressive.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Oh, sorry. I said that was so impressive.
I haven't designed satellites, but
That's right, because
I really thought that's what we were going to talk about. That's what you specialized in.
I didn't say I designed satellites, did I? You would know if you did design satellites that they don't only use Newtonian physics. They absolutely use relativity to explain a lot of the motions that they're going to have to go through, because they're up high. They don't obey the normal everyday day-to-day movements that we see on the day Earth, which is what Newtonian physics is. So no, you're wrong when you say they only use Newtonian physics to design satellites. That's patently wrong.
No.
Orbital
mechanics.
Go back to my subject
mechanics
that I brought up back in the beginning of this conversation, where I asked you to explain the rotation of the stars around the poles, please.
I think you're scared because let's wrap this real fast. I want to point out and see if you can answer this. All right. So
no, I'm not going to answer this.
People say they use
the
people use
the question
people say they
5 minutes ago when you were disregarding it completely.
You complained a lot about interrupting to have done it basically every time that I say something, but
oh, the crying is not a good look for you, Witsit.
Yeah, they claim to use relativity sometimes for stuff like the time corrections, but there's a major problem for you. With satellites, they actually account for, check this out, a preferred direction for the propagation rate of light, meaning that they actually account for a variance in.
No, they don't.
C.
I'm sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something?
No, I said they don't. I was agreeing.
Yeah, I mean, lying. You're lying again, bud.
And it's provable. We have the actual documentation, right, proving it. So let's see if you can answer this. If the electromagnetic wave, if the propagation rate is actually variant, meaning that C is variant, the speed of light changes, and it's a preferred direction, it propagates faster east to west. Do you agree that that would debunk your entire model?
I've asked you this question like 10 minutes ago, probably now.
Okay, let's move on. You can answer.
Thank you. I would like you to explain the stars, the thing I brought up 20 minutes ago.
The stars?
Witsit, every time you say that you could pull it up and you don't pull it up, it means that you're lying. Every single time, no exceptions.
What did I say about the stars? Did you listen or no?
Yeah,
Do you want me to
course.
explain it again?
Yeah,
Explain
dude,
them. Explain the motion they take.
Dude, you're bringing up a day one flat Earth argument, which means you haven't even researched it. So there's many explanations for the stars. One of which is that we have an azimuthal grid of vision. We have a limit to how.
All hail the azimuthal grid of turpitude. When I was speaking with Chris Van Am from TikTok, I asked him, show me in the optics literature where you can find the azimuthal grid of vision. And he showed me how in Stellarium you have an azimuth grid. And he was like, here, you see? And he's like, motherfucker, you didn't even understand the question. In the literature of optics, not in like what some software calls some other thing an azimuth grid, which is what it is. It's a grid where we line up the azimuth positions of people and the stars and on the ground and etc. Right? Now, it has nothing to do with what they talk about, this personal dome of vision. That's just not the case. That doesn't exist.
How we see, right? And this is provable. There's been many tests. There's been many tests to prove it, right? That we actually see in curved visual space, for example.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not going to go into the explanation of all of that. Toon explained that. He knows the paper inside out. If my simple layman's rebuttal to that is, if you claim we see in curved visual space, we should never see straight lines. Boom, done. Next. That's it. But we are going to leave this one for here for today, because in about 1 hour, I'm going over to Tunes to do the trivia thing. And I would like to have dinner before that because I'm a little bit starving. So we're going to do final thoughts, and we'll do part 2 sometime next year. We'll have to wait a lot until next year, but I mean, it will be worth it. Final thoughts, Dan, over there.
This is actually one of my favorite ones.
No, it is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Dave Farino ones are above and beyond anything out there. However, for like an MDD debate, this is one of my favorite ones to watch because of the just beat down that Witsit gets taken from, from William. He does a great job on it. He holds him to the fire. He keeps bringing it back to a point. I think there's a few times where he gets kind of caught up in some of the semantics with Witsit, but it's kind of hard not to do because of the way he presents these things.
Right.
But he does a pretty good job of just holding him to the fire. And I think that's something that we all should take as a lesson for whatever we're talking to, a debate or a flat earther or something like that. But all in all, it was an excellent debate. It's actually one of the ones I enjoy watching most. And
William came in as like, I think this was his first debate on MTV, and he came like an unknown person and completely stomped on Witsit. It was hilarious.
But as we're getting over with the flu here in my household, I just like to say that the Humblies will be rescheduled, and we'll be having those. I'll have those.
Oh, no problem.
With everybody. So stay tuned. We are working diligently to get that finished up, since I had to take a few days to lay in bed.
I hope you get well. Thank you for joining me today, Dan. I hope you have a fantastic 2025. I hope you have an awesome 2026, and can see what shenanigans we get into in the next year, Dan.
Oh, I can't wait. We're going to have some fun.
Oh, yeah. And now that I'm not going to be paying rent, but I have like $300 extra each month, I'm going to start like actually saving up to get my ass to the US. So we're going to start some ruckus there.
Well, if DP is still going to end up coming out, we can still have the caravan of chaos to go see.
Oh my, like coast to coast?
Well, I don't know if I can go coast to coast. I can go down one coast. So if you're on the East Coast, I can definitely meet up with Mike, and we can go down to Florida and watch a rocket launch.
Right. Okay. That sounds like part of a plan, but I mean, if I'm going to go to the US, I'm going to do
I'm not going to make
the whole
shit for you. I don't pretend to know what you want to do. But no, we can definitely work out something where, if you're going to be coming up here, we can put something together like.
Yes, I have to go. I already have appointments to go play at Astronomy Live's house. I also have an appointment to go play at Red's house, and whoever wants to have me over to play, I am more than willing.
Well,
I can sleep on a couch, and I cook deliciously.
Oh, even better. Well, then maybe I'll have you over here. Red's house is only like 3 hours from me. So if you're up at Red's, I can definitely make it a point of being up there for a few days.
Yes, I told them the other day, hey, I hope you know that if I ever get myself to the US, I'm going over to your houses and play, okay?
And Mike's not that far either. Mike's like 20 minutes away or a half hour.
Ah, perfect.
So there's 3 of us in that general vicinity. So
right.
4 of us can go to 5 Guys.
All right. Earthly Skeptic, glad to go back. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had an excellent 2025 and have an awesome 2026. Final thoughts on this this debate, this gem.
Oh, thank you for having me on. I think this was one of my favorite debates too, and I mean, I've not watched it, with paying attention for a while. I'm very impressed with how William was able to literally hold Witsit's feet to the fire and grill him and own the room. That was impressive.
Yeah.
And I think there's more good stuff coming, so I'm looking forward to part 2 of this.
Oh yeah. Melbrialides. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. Melbrialides 8558. Thank you to the person who gifted me a membership. You can now enjoy some of the best emojis on the internet. Witsit, we miss you. I am. It's sad that you're not making content, but it's okay. I get it. It's embarrassing streaming from your mom's house. We had a Discord interaction, and you were like, "Oh yeah, my mom was calling me," and I was like, "Oh my god, you live with your mom again?" And he was like, "No, it was on the phone," but I don't think it was on the phone. I hope that you get back to the derping in public with it, because you are a source of derp that I really, really enjoy. Because you think you think you're so smart and you're just a complete dumbass, and it's always funny and hilarious to talk to you. Tomorrow I plan to do like a short afternoon stream to say hello to the people and do a little bit of a summary of what our year has been over at Yerba Mate Talks, and we'll wrap it up for 2025 and we'll be done. That's pretty exciting. But we get to do it all over again in 2026. And I mean, we got to the 1,000. Now we need to get to 2,000 and beyond. So, Dan, how are we on getting you to the 500?
Last I saw was 484.
Oh my God. So close. So it's almost there. We can taste it. If you haven't subscribed with your real accounts, let's not do the sock account thing, because I was very disillusioned when I got to 1,000 and then YouTube swiped them off me. So, as we say here, make sure to do the social thing is like, share, subscribe, send this to a friend, send this to your significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and yell, subscribe to Unfornicated and Yerba Mate Talks. And that way we can shut it up for the channel and get down over those 500 subs for before the end of March. Before the end of January. Right? People, everyone, it's always been a pleasure. I love you all. This year has been a blast. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'll forward you over to where Toon is live, and then I'll have my dinner and we'll meet back for the trivia. Thank you so much for everything this year. We'll say our end of the year's greetings tomorrow, but I wanted to tell you that. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great night.
Happy New Year.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.